At first light, the pomegranate orchards wake quietly, preparing for harvest.
Each tree carries dozens of jewel-like fruits, coloring from deep pink to ruby red as they reach maturity.
Growers choose the right moment by sight, touch, and sound, selecting only fully developed, healthy pomegranates.
Crates quickly fill with carefully handled fruit, each destined for high-end juice and puree.
Loaded by hand, the crates are moved out of the rows and onto trailers for the short trip to the receiving station. Within hours of picking, the fruit leaves the orchard, heading straight to processing to protect freshness.
Despacio, despacio.
Alto.
Ya estuvo.
An initial inspection removes any damaged or unsuitable fruit before washing and processing.
Rotating brushes and clean water wash soil and dust from every fruit surface.
A controlled sanitizing rinse reduces surface microbes before the fruit is opened.
Cleaned fruits shine as they move toward grading and opening.
Only evenly sized, sound fruits move into the line dedicated to high-end juice and puree. The shells are scored and cracked just enough to free the arils without crushing them.
Inside each fruit, hundreds of arils glisten like rubies, ready to be separated from peel and pith.
Clean arils move in a continuous stream, ready to be checked one last time before juicing.
From separation and sorting, the clean arils collect in a buffer hopper, feeding the presses at a steady rate. The arils are gently compressed, releasing deep red juice while minimizing damage to the seeds and bitter skins.
Freshly pressed juice flows in a continuous stream, dense with color and aroma from the pomegranate arils. Seeds and skins leave the process as press cake, separated from the juice and directed to byproduct handling.
After clarification, the juice runs clear and brilliant, holding the deep color and flavor of the original fruit.
Under gentle vacuum, dissolved air is removed, helping to protect the juice's color and flavor during heating and storage. The deaerated juice is gently preheated, bringing it into the optimal range for precise pasteurization. Short, carefully controlled heating inactivates microorganisms while preserving the juice's natural color and flavor. Samples are taken aseptically, ensuring
Technicians verify color and natural sweetness, making sure each batch aligns with defined premium standards. Microbiological checks confirm that pasteurization and handling keep the product safe, lot after lot.
released batches are combined in controlled ratios, ensuring every bottle or jar tastes the same, season after season.
Inside the blender, the juice moves in slow, even circles, smoothing out natural variation into a consistent, premium profile.
Before filling, each container is inverted and air-rinsed to remove any dust or particles picked up in transport. Ultraviolet light or gentle steam treatment further sanitizes the inside of each container before filling. High-speed cameras scan each bottle, rejecting any with chips, dirt, or foreign material before they ever reach the filler.
The blended, polished juice feeds into a sanitary filler bowl, held at controlled pressure and level before entering each bottle. A brief dose of inert gas blankets the headspace, helping protect color and flavor by limiting contact with air. Caps are oriented and cued in a continuous stream, so they arrive at the capping heads in perfect alignment.
Each bottle receives a cap in one smooth motion, sealing the pasteurized juice inside for its journey to the shelf. Cameras confirm that each cap is seated correctly, and that fill levels stay within a tight, defined range.
A discrete code is printed on each bottle, linking it back to the exact time, line, and batch it came from. Some formats receive a final controlled heat treatment in the bottle, adding an extra layer of safety and shelf stability. After heating, the bottles are gently cooled back to room temperature before packing and shipping.
A simple band over the cap becomes a clear signal to consumers that each bottle is sealed from the factory to their hand.
Automated packers gently grip and lower each group of bottles into cartons, protecting them for transport. Once full, each carton is folded and sealed, locking bottles into a strong outer shell for shipping.
From the line, each finished pallet travels into the warehouse, where it becomes part of a carefully managed inventory.
Each pallet is placed in a mapped location, building a grid of inventory that can be traced down to individual batches.
Within the warehouse, stacks of cases wait in quietly controlled conditions, ready to answer orders from many destinations. From larger stocks, smaller mixed orders are picked case by case, tailored to the needs of each customer.
Pallets are loaded carefully into waiting trucks, forming stable blocks that will withstand the journey ahead.
Once loaded, the pallets are locked in place so that every case arrives in the same condition it left the warehouse.
Over hours and kilometers, temperature-stable pallets ride quietly toward regional warehouses and stores.
At the distribution center, pallets move quickly from truck to staging lanes, ready to be broken down into store-sized orders.
Warehouse staff rebuild orders case by case, combining the pomegranate product with other items each store needs.
Okay, 48 cases confirmed on the scanner.
Perfect. I'll grab the next one off the truck.
To the best neighbors.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Keep coming back, slow now.
Forks are clear.
All right, next one.
Under the surface, microbes and oxygen do quiet work, breaking down what the fruit processing left in the water.
Check the flow rate on diagram 3. We have a slight deviation from the baseline.
Confirmed. Adjusting the valve now. The trend is stabilizing.
Regular reviews turn numbers into decisions, aligning farming, processing, and logistics with the same quality goals.
Planned pauses allow the team to look inside the machinery, keeping tomorrow's fruit runs as smooth as today's.
After each run, circuits of warm water and cleaning agents scrub the unseen surfaces, readying them for the next harvest. New colleagues learn how many hands and decisions stand between a ripe fruit and a filled bottle.
While bottles move through cities, the orchards quietly start again, building the next harvest from sun and soil.
Some of what left the factory returns here, joining fallen leaves and old roots to feed the next generation of trees.
From a single blossom, a fruit forms that might one day be juice, puree, or just a memory of color on a table.
Months later, trucks roll in again, carrying the next harvest into the same familiar gates.
Alongside bottles, thick puree is packed into large aseptic bags, ready to be cooked, blended, and baked by professionals.
In professional hands, the puree becomes a quiet backbone, carrying the taste of distant orchards into complex plates.
Whether brushed on a roast or swirled across a dessert, the fruit's color and acidity become part of someone's favorite meal. On another morning, the same fruit appears as a splash of color on a quiet breakfast at home.
As evening settles, tanks and lines hum quietly, tying one day's fruit to tomorrow's bottles.
Whether brushed on a roast or swirled across a dessert, the fruit's color and acidity become part of someone's favorite meal. Every step that followed, the tanks, the trucks, the tables, began as weight on a single branch.
In the end, every tank, truck, and test is distilled into something small enough to hold in one hand.
Within its glass and headspace, stories of fields, labs, and lines overlap.
Once all checks align, a quiet signature turns tanks of juice into released product, ready to move outward.
At full speed, the line looks like a single continuous movement, each bottle a brief guest on the stainless roads. Seen in fragments, the path from whole fruit to sealed bottle looks simple. Lived in real time, it stretches across seasons and teams.
The fruit, the factory, and the glass belong to the same loop, each depending on the others in ways we rarely have to see. Under every tree and every fruit is this thin layer of living material that has to stay healthy for the story to continue.
Rain, rivers, and pipes meet at the trees' feet, turning water into leaves, flowers, and eventually fruit.
At the factory's edge, water follows its own path, filtered and guided so it can serve more stories beyond the fence.
Careful now, that looks delicious. We were just about to start.
Cheers, everyone! Salud!
From one facility or many, anonymous cartons fan out in all directions, turning a local harvest into a widely shared flavor.
Some samples will never leave this bench. Others may someday line shelves beside the originals they grew from.
One side grows and one side transforms, but both belong to the same network of people and decisions.
On paper, arrows and boxes make the journey look simple enough to explain over lunch.
On paper, arrows and boxes make the journey look simple enough to explain over lunch.
Tree, machine, glass. The same story, just told at 3 different scales.
For now, the line is quiet. The fruit will grow, and the work will start again.